Hey guys, what's up? I'm Erin and welcome back to the channel. When it comes to things that seem trivial or unimportant in the moment, we have this tendency to hit the pause button. And I say hit the pause button because it sounds nicer than saying procrastinating, but that's really what's happening. We put off the things that we could easily do today for tomorrow, but then we don't do them tomorrow. We kick the can down the road to someday. And with the new year right around the corner, what better time to talk about the things that we know we all should be doing, but we don't take the 5 minutes or the 15 minutes necessary to complete them. So this is the checklist that I am making of things that I need to do and take care of in the new year. And my goal is hopefully that you walk away with a checklist of things you need to update or complete, because likely we haven't done them recently. Now, immediately when you think of the new year and financial resolutions, you might think of paying off debt, growing your income, investing more. All of those things are great, but those are the common things that everyone thinks about. That's not what this video is about. This video is about the things you know you should do, but you just haven't gotten around to it. Or maybe, quite frankly, it just slipped your mind. The first thing you should do is get to creating some home movies. Now, I'm not talking about videos of you and your kids. I'm talking about getting out your phone, turning on the camera, and walking through your entire house. Capture every single room. The reason you do this is for your insurance. Your homeowner's insurance or your renter's insurance insures more than just your home. They insure the contents of your home. And should disaster ever strike, say there's a fire, other natural disaster, a burglary, whatever the worst case scenario is, this video would prove to be invaluable. This could end up being the most valuable 5-minute video you ever make. This video would be your home inventory video. This would allow you to accurately claim all of your home's contents to your insurance company. Now, how to best make this video? You want to make one short video per room. Walk through the room and describe everything you can in major detail. Open up the cupboards, open up the closets, the drawers, actually show the items that are in there. If you have items of particularly high value in your home, maybe it's art, maybe it's jewelry, you actually want to call your insurance company and get these items individually listed on your policy, give them the documentation. Then you actually want to have individual pictures of these items, and that can help as well. Being that our homes are full of stuff and it tends to change from time to time, you want to make new videos every single year. Then once you make those videos, back them up to the cloud so they're securely stored should something ever happen. Take a moment and look at every single one of your accounts. Whether it's a checking, a savings, an investment account, a retirement account, make sure you have designated beneficiaries. Now, the number one reason you want a beneficiary designated is that it allows you to choose who receives your assets in the event of your passing. And it's important to note that beneficiary designations trump designations in a will. So you want to make sure that things are accurate and up to date. It is the nature of life that things tend to change throughout time. You might have a kid, you might get married, there might be divorces, new relationships, the dynamics of relationships change. So it's very likely that your beneficiaries may change over time. And people really do forget to update their beneficiaries. That's why you hear stories about everything going to an ex-spouse rather than their kids, or going to someone that they didn't intend for it to go to. And once you pass away, you can't come back and update these documents, so you want to update them now. And while you're at it, a lot of accounts allow you to name a contingent beneficiary, as in the next beneficiary in line to receive your assets should the first beneficiary no longer be around or able to be located. So you might as well name a contingent beneficiary as well. Check your life insurance coverage and make sure you have enough coverage. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying I'm a huge fan of term life insurance. Term life insurance, as the name suggests, insures you for a set period of time. Perhaps it's 10, 20, or 30 years. You pick the term length that suits your needs. The premiums on term life insurance are lower than that of whole life insurance. Most of us don't need insurance forever. Maybe you only need it when you have a mortgage or when you have kids or a spouse or other people depending on your income to meet their needs. Only 59% of American adults actually carry any life insurance at all. And about half of those who have insurance have too little. Millions of adults simply have a group policy offered through their employer. And most employer policies alone aren't enough to meet the needs of these individuals. And I'm firmly in this same boat. My husband and I had a baby this year. That's Jameson. And prior to that, neither of us had any life insurance, well, outside of work policies. But quite frankly, we didn't have a need to. We tend to live off one income, So neither of us were dependent on each other as an income source. But then having a baby changed everything. And there was a key moment where I realized that I needed life insurance. And that moment was when I was about 9.5 months pregnant. And I went into panic mode. I'm like, I have to get life insurance before this baby comes. What if something happens during childbirth? I suddenly got very worried about my husband's safety. And I was like, I need you to be so careful in life right now. Needless to say, it was a rough time. I called the insurance companies trying to get us life insurance in a crunch, and I don't know how many times I used the phrase like, I am pregnant, you do not understand, there is a baby involved, but they needed time. The underwriting process takes time. They need time to do the exams. All of this is to say that we did not get life insurance before the baby was born. We ended up having a terrible birth. Luckily, baby and I are happy and healthy now, but there was a very real possibility that I was not making it out of that childbirth. And after the fact, all I could think was, oh my God, I would have made my husband's life so difficult. Forget from an emotional standpoint, because that's a given, but I would have made his life so financially difficult, and that to me would have been unforgivable. You know how I fixed the situation? I ended up waiting another full 3 months to actually finally bite the bullet and get insurance. Which is why I'm making this video, because we all have the tendency to procrastinate on the things in life that are important, even when we know they're important. So the moral of the story is, if you're at the stage of life where you need life insurance, get life insurance. If you're wondering how much life insurance you should get, you want to look at your income or projected income over the time period where you will have dependents. Your current mortgage or any other outstanding debts, if you have children, childcare expenses, as well as potentially their future college expenses. And you don't want to do this simply for working parents. If there is a stay-at-home parent, you want to do this for them as well, because if something were to happen to them, you would now need to pay someone or multiple people to fill that role. There are 3 general formulas used in figuring out how much you need. One is human life value, which is a multiple of income based on your age. The younger you are, the higher the multiple. Another involves simply multiplying your income by 10. And another is called the dime method, where you total debt, income, mortgage, and education expenses to get your insurance number. I've listed a little bit more details about each method on the screen. When's the last time you checked your credit report? It used to be that you were entitled to 1 free credit report from each of the big 3 agencies once a year. But once the pandemic hit and caused financial hardship, then they changed up their regulations. Then you were able to get 1 free credit report each and every week from the big 3. These are available at the website annualcreditreport.com. And at this time, you are still able to get 1 free credit report from each of the big 3 agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, each and every week. Now, I do think it's kind of excessive to be checking your credit report every single week, but you do want to check it on a fairly regular basis. Look at the information, make sure it's accurate and up to date. If you notice any errors, report them and get them removed as quickly as possible. It's free to do. It takes just a few minutes. It doesn't impact your score to check it, so why not check it? Make sure everything's in good shape. A credit freeze, also known as a security freeze, is the best way to help prevent new accounts from being opened in your name. It's absolutely free to freeze and unfreeze your credit, and it won't affect your credit score. You can freeze and unfreeze your credit as much as you would like. It simply helps to prevent new accounts from being opened in your name. And most of us aren't out here opening new accounts left and right, so you might as well just leave it frozen, and then when you get to the point where you need a new account or you're applying for a loan, you simply call or click the button online and lift the freeze for that time. It just acts as an extra layer of security, helping to prevent other people from opening new accounts in your name, so I just figure why not leave it frozen most of the time. Bonus one I just want to add here is to check for unused subscriptions. It is so easy to sign up for subscriptions these days. It feels like every business out there has a subscription model that they want you to take advantage of, and there's nothing inherently wrong with subscriptions. If you use it, by all means, go for it. But oftentimes we end up signing up for these subscriptions, we use them for a little bit, and then we kind of taper off, and then we forget about them. And if you forget to cancel them, you can end up paying for them for months or even years before you even realize that they're still being charged to your card. Make sure to check your phone for any subscriptions you've signed up for. If you have an iPhone, click your settings icon, then click your name on the iCloud, click the subscriptions tab, and it will list all the subscriptions that you're paying for on your Apple ID. If you have an Android, take your phone, get in your car, go to the store, and exchange it for an iPhone. Seriously, you're just gonna have to Google it. I don't know anything about an Android, and I just wish everyone had an iPhone. Make sure you check your checking account as well as your credit card account for any of these reoccurring subscriptions you may not be using. Also, make sure to check your Amazon accounts. You know Amazon lures you in for subscriptions on items by offering you that small discount. And I feel like there are two types of people in this world. One who hates subscriptions and simply will not sign up for them. That's me over here. The other who will sign up for the subscription on Amazon just for the 5% discount and then will go back in later and cancel the subscription. That's my husband. Inevitably, these two people get married and occasionally drive each other crazy over these subscription services. Seriously, even at a 5% discount, I don't care if I have to go back in and I have the task of canceling this subscription. A lot of these items have the ability to have a pretty big impact on your financial life. And most of us have the tendency to procrastinate on at least one of them, if not a few of them. And the good news is it doesn't take more than a few minutes to take care of these items, unless it's insurance. That one does take a little bit more time, but totally worth it. Make sure you have life insurance if you're in the position where you actually need it today. Which one of these items have you procrastinated on? Which one have you added to your to-do list? Let me know your thoughts in a comment down below. I post new videos every single week. If you got anything at all out of this one, please give it a like. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, or if you know of someone who might get something out of this type of content, please consider sharing. I'll see you soon. Bye.